Hello, everyone. Welcome to Super Saturday. Joseph Brownlee on another Super Saturday Real Talk Health Talk. It is now 9:43 a.m. in the Chicago area. Welcome to Super Saturday Real Talk Health Talk with Joseph Brownlee. Let's get into some health talk, and then I'm going to talk about something. First of all, I had a pretty decent week, health wise, and I'm learning more and more about my body, about my health and everything, and about myself because the lifestyle diet that I am now doing and pursuing this, it is a lifestyle diet and it's taking effect in me physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. And it's a walk. It's going to be a lifetime walk because there's a big change that's going on in my life physically and mentally, and sometimes spiritually. Uh okay, my week has been pretty decent and everything, but I want to talk about something, that about myself. I often talk about the change in my life and the way I think about health for the last close to 4 years now, since the beginning of the pandemic and the COVID jazz and all that stuff. There's been a big change in the way I look at my health and the way I see food and the way I look at medicines now. It's just been a 180 turn, going all the way to 360, but it's mostly a 180, if you could say a 260 or whatever, shift in the way I look at health and my body now since those events that took place over 3.5 to close to 4 years now, since I've been doing my podcast and since I've been the havoc and the chaos because of the COVID and stuff like that. All right. uh my interest, what I have been doing and putting in my body for a little over 10 months now, going on a year, what I have been putting in my body is predominantly meat products. Meat as in, not all meat, but meat that I like. Meat as in beef, uh, poultry, fish, and eggs and stuff like that. And the incredible thing about this is the changes that happen in my body besides the weight loss. Besides the weight loss. And there's been other great health benefits that's been happening to me or still happening today as I go through. Great pros. There's more pros than cons. Now the cons that is mostly overweight, but the biggest challenge that I'm having now in my body is mostly my gut, leaky gut. I'm learning about leaky guts, microbiomes, and inflammation, and these things I never knew nothing about over 3.5 years ago. I had no idea what all that meant, but I have educated myself. I have learned from a lot of YouTube. Thank God for them, clinicians and dietitians and holistic doctors that's giving out a lot of free information that save me and can save a lot of other people from going to doctors. And that's the key, from going to doctors. And the amazing thing about that, a lot of information that I have learned keeps me from just going to doctors and even taking aspirins and I'm not knocking aspirins and stuff like that and Tylenols or whatever like that, and the aches and pains and back pains and cramps in my legs and a lot of sleep apnea and acid reflux and different things like that and brain fog. A lot of that has been subsided since I have been doing this meat diet, no carb diet. Now, I know the diet is called carnivore, but I have made it a point not that I'm not a carnivore. I believe a real carnivore is the animal that eats meat. Those are the real carnivore. And I don't consider myself a carnivore, but I get the metaphor. I consider myself a meat eater. I like meat. I eat a lot of meat and proteins and fishes, but I don't eat any carbs. At least I have not been, or just say 2 to 5 carbs, average out, you know, at least I have not been consuming in the last over 10 months since I've been in this lifestyle change of eating. And the reason I keep saying lifestyle, because it's just not a diet to me. A diet comes and goes, but it's a lifestyle change, meaning I'm completely 360 in the way I eat and the way I look at carbs. Now, how long this is going to go on? The meat is going to go on to the rest of our life, the rest of my life. The carbs might change later on down the line, but it will never be again ultra processed junk food. Carbs are eliminated, period, in my diet. What I am saying, that means that's what as soul food. I can look at it as a soul food. Just look at the carbs that I used to consume with my ethnicity when it comes to soul food, fried chicken, chitlins, pig ears, pig feet, bad carbs, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes with gravy or without gravy, stuff like that. Even some greens smothered with different types of stuff in it and stuff like that. You know, uh, pastas, rice, beans, a lot of stuff you see on Facebook and a lot of stuff, that people show photos of on Facebook. Man, that stuff is good. It's delicious. But for me, I'm talking about me, it is not good for my body. It is not healthy for my body. Now, the meat on there is not the problem. It's what they put on it is the problem with me. A lot of the meat that they show on Facebook, I can eat it all. If I like it, I can eat it all. Depends how it's cooked, excluding fried. But it's what they put on, like the sauces and the gravies and even some herbs. I cannot put in my body anymore because that's part of my changing the way I eat. I had to eliminate all of that stuff. Yams I cannot eat. Not that type of yams. Sweet potatoes I cannot eat. Candy yams, well, that's considered I'm just talking about food dressings. And although those are ultra processed food, those are processed food made from different type of plants and stuff like that. So, now the plants is not the problem by some people anyway, but I'm just talking about what is ultra processed. I cannot eat that. Okay, let's talk about the vegetables. I'm not eating any vegetables. I'm not anti-vegetables like a lot of so-called people that do the carnivore are, and some scientists believe vegetables are out to kill you. I'm not 100% sold on that, but I get what they're saying, and I'm going to talk about that a little down the line, so I'm not anti-vegetables. And Lois will, I will but add vegetables back into my life, but not a lot, because I know that's okay. So I'm not anti-vegetables, and I'm most definitely not anti-fruit. But I did eat both vegetables and fruit. I did not eat a lot of anyway. But I'm not anti-fruit, and I still later on down the line will add some fruits. But I know which fruits will affect me more than others because of what I am doing and what I am learning. Maybe some watermelons and maybe some the fruits that I like anyway. Maybe some strawberries and stuff like that. Now this is me. But only way I will find out is when I test it, because what I have to understand, since I have not been eating no carbs, even somewhat the good carbs, if I start consuming it again, would it affect my body? Because my body is like a detox. This is a natural detox without any chemicals or powders or anything like that. I have been doing an elimination lifestyle diet, natural detox, so you can put it that way and everything. So if I start adding those things back, once I get kind of in my maintenance of my goal weight, and stuff like that, I will know slowly but surely what I can add back to. Am I knowing my gut now? Because my biggest problem now is my gut. Gas, inflammation, and stuff like that. Farts, man, that still hangs around sometimes, And those things I want it eliminated. And that, I know that's going to take time because, the way I've been eating in my lifestyle, because lifestyle and bad eating, what do I mean by that? Bad eating sugars, bad carbohydrates, and stuff like that. Then my other lifestyles, like smoking pot, drinking alcohol, just bad lifestyle. Period. That took a toll on my body. Maybe yours too. That have took a toll on my body. Close to over the maybe 20 something years. Excluding that, I have not been drinking and smoking pot. Now I know marijuana. I have no doubt has a lot to do with my oral health, as far as my gums and my teeth affecting that, drinking and smoking pot and stuff like that. I didn't smoke a lot of cigarettes. I stopped that quick, but smoking pot and everything had a lot to do with my gums and my teeth and everything like that. And many people don't even know that. And different things that it does to your oral health. So that's what I mean by lifestyle. I was abusing myself physically, orally, and even visually, through my lifestyle. Okay. But all that has changed because of the way I eat now and what I do. My weight is going down. My health is getting much better. My gums does not bleed. They have subsided. I still need some work doing. I'm doing remedies to take care of that now. And I don't blame nobody else but myself. I don't blame mom and dad and grandma and grandpapa, nobody. I just say, okay, this is something that can be reversed. Can be reversed. We don't have to just claim these type of ailments like diabetes and cancers and thyroid problems and all that other jazz and stuff like the ADHD, OHD, and stuff like that. We don't have to claim that. Okay, so I'm going to be getting into something that I'm very interested in, and I thought I would not be. Now, I eat a lot of meat, and I'm going to get into the meats I have been eating lately. Is I have learned to love fish even more now. Yay. More, and not fried. I don't have a desire for fried foods now. I tried to put red stuff, but that's another story. I don't have a desire for fried food now. And I could just about eat anything but fish. I love salmon fish. I gave up a little bit on the sardines for one reason or another. And I like whiting. I like tilapia. And I like different type of fishes now, but salmon is the less mercury fish. It has less mercury, no doubt about that. Salmon is very nutritious. It's good. The other ones are good too. A lot of decent fish out there. The only issue you might have was with the mercury and a lot of the fishes. But as long as you're not eating it all the time, consuming it, but it also depends on the person's body before they get all that stuff in them anyway. So it's a lot of scare tactics out there. But I believe that's okay if you finding some decent fish and eat it moderately or just whatever. If you eat fish every day, it's not going to, even cod and tilapia and stuff like that, it's not going to hurt you. It all depends on what you're putting and adding with it. That's the way I look at it from when I'm learning stuff like that. So I'm learning to like fish even over chicken now because of the chicken they got out there now. I haven't found a good decent texture of chicken in a while. But I still like my chicken now. But it have to be rotisserie, baked, broiled, or anything like that, or even air fried. But, anything like fried chicken, anything like that, I don't need nothing added but my seasons, mainly salt and pepper, maybe some lemon pepper, and my hot sauce and mustard. Those are my condiments. So that's what I be eating and stuff like that. My drinks, I might once in a while still drink a diet soda, which I like Diet Pepsi. I know people have something against that, but, it's not affecting me as of yet, far as I know. And I like stevia. I mean, Zivia. These are sugarless sodas without all the coloring and all the other jazz that they put in the Diet Pepsis. What I prefer more, but it's sweetened with stevia. So, and then once in a while I drink tea and then coffee. I'm creating ways to make coffee without the cream, or or different type of low carb creams and stuff like that. So that's what I am doing, and my new way of looking at it. But all of it is mostly lately is experiment, and I'm going to get into talk about in the next episode of Real Talk that this academy that I'm planning on joining, that because I want to learn more about holistic herbal natural remedies, and I have a desire to learn about that. So I'm going to get into that in the next episode of Body of Christ Real Talk Health Talk with your host Joseph Brownlee. Hey, God bless.